I asked my mom, hey, did one of your brothers used to hang out at the DuPage Inn? And she's like, oh, yeah, Uncle so-and-so used to go there after his softball leagues. And I was like, oh, man.
What's up? This is your sleuthing soul checking in for another video. Discovering your biological family. At-home DNA testing has become more commonplace, which has led to surprises, some of them extending beyond the usual legal and talk show circuits. I've been dubbed my family's historian, so I've found myself in the position of delivering unexpected news to relatives and clients alike who've sought my help documenting their family history, only to uncover that the DNA trail and the paper trail don't match each other. There's a range of feelings that come with that truth, like acceptance, disbelief, and betrayal, to name a few. I have my own personal story that I might share if there's enough interest, but in the meantime, be sure to hit the thumbs up, subscribe, and let me know what you think in the comments. Let's dig in.
This text message right here changed my life forever. About a year ago now, January 9th, I get a text message telling me to get a DNA test from Ancestry. And I think it's fake. I FaceTime my friend and I'm like, listen to this. And she's like, I swear my gut's telling me this is real. You need to respond. So I respond. And then they write me back. I was shook that they responded. And I let them know that I'd already done 23andMe the year before because it was on sale. And I was hoping I was going to find that I was like secretly exotic or related to royalty. But I'm just English and Irish like I thought I was. They even made a burner account on Facebook to message me and my husband saying I need to get a DNA test from Ancestry. They would not provide me with any sort of proof that this was real. And obviously I called my mom immediately saying, what the So a little backstory. My parents divorced when I was 9. I was very close with my mom, and she always told me the story that like she was an alcoholic and my dad cheated. My dad was a cheater. So when I called her and she says, I know exactly what you're talking about. I had an affair. I almost fell off my chair. She had an affair with a guy 10 years younger than her when she was in college. They went away for like a weekend or something, and it was a one-time thing, but he even saw her on campus and said, is that mine? And she denied it. This either gaslit herself or thought she was going to take this to her grave. Imagine? So I order an ancestry test immediately. It takes about 6 weeks to get my results back, and ding, ding, your results are in. I find out that, yes, this man is my father, this stranger. So I message him immediately, and he lives in California. He's British. What the f? He said my mom sent him a Christmas card when I was 2 years old saying my name in it, and that he's Googled my name ever since. And in 2007, my name popped up, and he saw a picture of me, and he knew immediately that I was his daughter. So he emails my mom wanting to get in contact with me. And she denies it and kind of threatens him and says, please do leave us alone. Do not ever contact me again. She's mentally unwell and something bad would happen. She might harm herself if she ever finds out. So what did he do? He followed me on social media my entire life. He watched me date my boyfriend, get married, have babies, everything, all from the outside, not able to know me. I'm telling you, this picture freaked me the f out. I have so much more. Let me know if you want a part 2.
Alright, so I'm going to try to make this quick as possible. How I found my father on the Ancestry DNA app. I did not get this app for this reason. I purchased the app in 2018 for a scholarship to see exactly what region and tribe my ancestors come from. Now, recently, well actually, rewind. 2019, I found out that my alleged father wasn't my father. When I told my mother, she said, she didn't know anything else. She was on drugs, she blew it off, and I left it alone. My grandparents raised me from they got me at 1 year old. So my grandfather is the only father I know. My grandmother is the only mother I know. And that's just that. Then recently like a month ago, I got a email saying, oh, you have a match. But mind you, I always get this email, but it's like 4th, 5th cousins. That's too far down the line, too many generations to try to track down and get to the point. So this was that second cousin. I reached out to her and she responded back immediately. I was shook. So I explained everything to her. Like, hey, you know, my family's from Benton Harbor, Michigan. This is my last name. This is my mother. Here's a photo of my mother. Does anybody look familiar? She had a story for me. Okay. And then she gave me pictures. So she gave me an obituary and a picture. Father, and when I mean to tell you, I look so much like this man. It's ridiculous. I'm gonna show y'all some pictures as well, and I look a lot like my aunt. So she was like, hey, you got 3 living aunts, you should reach out to them. I got chicken. I did not. And one of them reached out to me first, and then from there I did the rest of the reaching out, and it's been, you know, it's been lovely. But how we found out that is because we had my oldest, I think she's the oldest, but she's the whole aunt. So she's the only one that have the same mom and dad as my dad. So it only made sense to get her tested first. So she got the Ancestry app. She got tested, and her test results came back as my aunt or grandmother. So we share 25% DNA. Under her is my aunt on my maternal side, and she's my half aunt, and it shows like 13% first cousin or half aunt. So I know it's pretty accurate. After we got the results, we just been in contact since. They are so sweet, welcoming, and I would be his only child. He died very young at 49. He didn't make it through a surgery situation, but you know, it's a blessing. It's just kind of hurtful. Like, I wish I could at least met him, you know. Although, you know, I had a father in my life, but it hurts. It does feel like now that I know, I'm missing a piece, and I need to get to know my aunts and the rest of the family. So I meet them I meet them at the end of the month, and I can't wait. I will tell y'all how it is, and I'll show y'all pictures. But yes, that's how I met. Well, that's how I found out that my father was my father, through the Ancestry DNA app.
One of my uncles found out that he had a daughter that he never knew about from Ancestry.com. My uncle is not on Ancestry.com or 23andMe, but you know who is? I am. So I don't check Ancestry.com very often, but I had a message, and so I logged in, and I get this message, and it says, hello, I was adopted, and I have since found my birth mother, and she is not connected with you, because her birth mother is also on Ancestry.com and 23andMe. And she's like, so I'm assuming that you're from my father's side, and you know, I'm married. You know, she is a professional, like high level professional, and so she's not looking for any money. She just basically wanted to know for like health, because she's a mother, for health reasons, like if there's like any kind of background or whatever. And she says, my mother, my bio mom, said that she met my biological father in 1979 at this one place that everyone called the Duper, and she thought his name was a name that it's not his. And so I read that, and I was like, oh shit. So I look her up, and sure enough, we're connected, and I'm looking, and so she has connections to not just my maternal grandmother's side, but also my maternal grandfather's side. So it's like 100% one of my mom's siblings. And so I asked my mom, hey, did one of your brothers used to hang out at the DuPage Inn? And she's like, oh yeah, Uncle so-and-so used to go there after his softball leagues. And I was like, oh man. I didn't tell my mother why at that point in time, because at this point it was none of her business. And so I'm not like particularly close with this uncle. Like I love him, you know, and like but we just, it's not like we're like really close. And so, you know, because like I checked it out and this is legit. So I texted him and I was like, hey, you know, it's Michelle. Can you give me a call when you have a chance? I have something to talk to you about, and it might be kind of a weird and uncomfortable situation. So he called, and I spoke, and I told him the information. I sent screenshots of everything over to him, and he was like, oh boy. So they have since connected. He ended up taking a paternity test, and it is 99.9999% sure that he is the father of this woman. And so he found his actual first daughter, which was not the cousin that I knew to be his first daughter. And they have developed a relationship, and I think that it was actually really hard for my aunt, and so I felt for her quite a bit. But yeah, so that's a crazy story about how Ancestry.com helped connect a long unknown relative.
Hi, I'm Julie, and with some encouragement from my sweet daughter and some friends, they felt like maybe I should consider sharing my story of finding my biological father on TikTok. And I have never used TikTok. This is my first time, and so I'm new to this, but I'm really excited. It's been 2 years since I found my dad, and it truly is a miracle. I'm a second grade teacher, and in the summers I set goals for myself. And it was the summer of 2023 that I felt the impression to find my biological parents. I knew that it would probably be difficult to find my mom because she's in Korea, but my biological father I knew was in the States. And so I put it on my list of goals. Come July, still hadn't worked on it, and we went out with a dear couple of ours that we know, and we were talking, and I was telling them about the goal that I had put down. And we were talking, and her husband is really amazing at genealogy, really truly an expert. And so when we were talking, she goes, oh, Alan can help you with that. And so Patrice was really so inspired to say that too. And so little did we know that in 3 short weeks he would find my father, and forever changed all of our lives. And so my first TikTok post was just a brief story or pictures that my daughter put together of our first reunion when we met, and it was so incredible, and I will be sharing that with you. And I am excited for my family and friends, and for those who are on this journey of finding their family, or who have found their family, or for those that are thinking about their family. I'm excited for you to be a part of this, and I'm excited to share it. And so be on the lookout soon for part 3. And again, thank you so much for being on this incredible, amazing, miraculous, magical journey. Until next time.